Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for checking out this video. My name is Ray, there's one of me, and I was so impressed with the Bugera V5 Infinium tube amp that I actually bought the Bugera G5 Infinium tube amp. If you're going to use tube amps, it's usually a good idea to have two of them in case during your show your tube decides to die, you can quickly switch over to the other amp and on with the show. I decided though to not just get another V5 and do the G5 instead, because the G5 definitely has more gain on tap. As much as I love the V5, it's a vintage amp style where it only has so much distortion. This has more gain and distortion than I would ever need. If you look at the Bugera G5, it looks suspiciously like, I think Blackstar has a 5-watt amp. I think it's the HT5 or something like that. It looks a lot like a Blackstar. I'm pretty sure this is kind of a Blackstar clone. But in Bugera fashion, though, it has the Infinium thing, which supposedly makes your tubes last 20 times longer. I haven't had this thing long enough to see if it's going to last 20 times longer. But there's one EL84 in the power, and there's one 12AX7. The 12AX7 will basically last forever. But there's a little light on the back of this amp. It will light up if your EL84 goes bad, and you can just switch it out with another EL84, and you're good to go. So the maintenance, again, on this is super simple. It's kind of what I love about Bugera. It's like, they're really awesome. I love that they can go from 5-watt. You can attenuate it down to 1-watt. I actually have it at 1/10 of a watt. I live in an apartment building. I can't be too loud. And to be able to get the awesome tube tone I want to get, I got to crank this thing up a bit. I was actually talking about that with the V5. The way I like to set up a tube amp, and let me know in the comments if you guys do it this way too. I'm not using any pedals. And actually, I've been loving not using pedals so much. I've been just doing everything with the guitar, with the volume pot and the tone pots. So what I do with a tube amp is I set it up for the maximum I need out of it. The maximum amount of volume, the maximum amount of gain. And for the EQ, I try to, set the treble where I need the most. If I say I'm playing something kind of twangy and I want that high end or something kind of bitey and I need that, I have it. But if I want to roll it back, I can. So I kind of am able to use, again, the volume and the tone pots just to control my sound all night and just set and forget the amp. That frees me up from a pedal board, and I can kind of run around and rock out and hang out with the crowd and, kind of get them more into it than standing on my pedal board all night. So that's kind of how I've been doing it lately. So this is a 2-channel amp. Right now, though, I just have it on the overdrive channel. There's a built-in reverb. It is a digital reverb, but it sounds fine. Again, I got it, maybe about 3 o'clock, just for a little bit ambiance in the background. So just like in the other videos, I'm going to start off. Even though I'm on the overdrive channel, I'm going to do everything to start on the overdrive channel to show you can go from a clean tone, edge of breakup, a crunchy kind of sound, all the way to pure distortion just by using your volume knob. So I'm on the distortion channel. I have the volume is all the way up, and the gain is actually just below 12 o'clock. It's probably about 11 o'clock. Again, it's got way more gain than I'll ever need. So maybe at the end, I'll crank the gain up to show you just how much it has. But all right, man, enough yapping. You came to listen to this, not to listen to me talk so much. So I'm going to start off on a clean tone. Again, all of these playing examples are songs that I wrote or co-wrote with my friend Paul Tunis. This first one, though, is one I wrote. Paul and I are working on this one together. We don't really have a title for it. It's just this crazy chromatic kind of thing. And let's see what you guys think of it. It goes like this, and I'm going to use a clean tone. I'm on 3 on my volume on my guitar, and it sounds like this. So you might hear just the tiniest bit of breakup, but it's a pretty good clean tone all by itself. If you will roll up the volume to about 4, you get to the edge of breakup. And I'm going to use a song from my latest album. The song is called Dragonflies, and it sounds like this. I'm gonna have the volume on 4, and if I need a little bit more dirt, I can just play a little harder, and I get a little more dirt out of it. But this is just on the edge of breakup here. Yeah, I really dig it, man. Nice sound there. Again, that was just volume on 4. If I boost the volume about 5 or 6, I'm going to use a song I wrote. This one's off my second album. It's called There's So Much More. If you watch my videos, you've probably heard a lot of these songs. These are all original songs again. If you want to listen to my original music, definitely check out my link tree. It's in the description of all my videos. You can go to all the different streaming platforms, and you can check out all my other social media, man. It really helps me out, so definitely check that out too. And here's the song. Again, I'm volumes about between 5 and 6. Still on the overdrive channel here. The song is called There's So Much More. It sounds like this. Nice crunch tone now. Another song of mine that works in that kind of range is a song called Sing Your Blues. It's kind of got the same kind of crunch tone. Sounds like this. It's like a perfect tone for that, man. I really dig it. I love it too. This is the same Bugera 1x12 cab that I used yesterday. This is actually the companion cab for the G5. Actually, you can use it with anything that's 8 ohm, or you can use a 4 ohm into an 8 ohm. Which is cool though, that the Bugera G5 is an 8 ohm amplifier. So this time I'm not getting any volume loss. But even at a tenth of a watt, as I'm playing, it's like conversational level. It's so perfect for an apartment building. It's perfect for recording. If you close mic it, man, you'll never know the difference. And this one, unlike the V5, I don't notice any treble loss with the attenuation. If anything, this one's got a little too much treble sometimes. It's got a little bite to it. It's almost kind of Vox-like, you know, it's got that high-end thing going on. But I kind of dig it. On the EQ control too, there is this like morph control between USA and British. I don't know that I think that's legit at all. I don't necessarily think that USA sounds like an actual USA amp and a British amp sounds like a British amp. I don't really buy into that so much. I just have it kind of in between. I think the British side, quote unquote British side, it sounds too boxy and like there's a weird thing it does to the low mid range that's not very pleasant. But if you put it on the American side, it sounds a little too scooped. There's not enough mid range. So if you put it in the middle, it's kind of the, you know, the Goldilocks zone. To me, at least, it sounds pretty good there. That's where I have that. So it's nothing. I love British amps. You know, I love Orange Amp, Vox, all that, Marshall. I don't think it really does that at all. And the American side, it doesn't really do the Fender thing. It doesn't really do a Mesa Boogie thing. So I don't know what they're talking about with the morph control. Just put it in the middle. You're probably good to go. All right, man. The moment you've probably been waiting for. Let's crank this thing up to 10. I wish it went to 11. And I'm going to use one of those not so metal, hard rock, metal inspired songs. This one, the working title is called Isn't Love. It's yet another one on my long, long list of songs. I swear I have more songs I need to record than I've released. It's stupid. But hey, man, I got a lot of irons in the fire all the time. Always so busy, so it's hard to like get all this out, you know. But here's Isn't Love, volume 110, everything wide open. It sounds like this. Again, just roll off the volume and it cleans up nicely. All right, let's do some lead tones before I switch over to the clean channel. You can do, again, same thing with lead tones. You can do everything from a clean lead all the way to something super dirty. So let's do something kind of in between. I'll set it about 5. I'll put it around 5. This is the solo to my song Second Rate. And there's like kind of 2 halves of this solo. The first half I'll play it, you know, around 5 on the volume here, just to kind of have like a nice light gain. But then for the second half of the solo, I'll crank it up to 10 and I'll have like the kind of full sustainy big distortion. So here's a solo to Second Rate. That, when you put it on 10 too, and you put it on the neck pickup, gives you a nice warm kind of violin-like, you know, slash kind of tone, especially if you roll back your tone knob a little bit. I like using this on my song what's it called? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's the song Fire in My Eyes, and the solo sounds like this on a neck pickup with all the way up to 10. I love it, man. You got all the tones. Like back in the day, man, I used to have like all these different patches on like my ME90, or I used to like stack overdrive pedals and do all this craziness. And anymore, man, just buy a good tube amp and just roll off the volume. You have all your tones, everything from clean all the way up, you know. Real quick, let's boost up the gain here more than I'll ever need. It's probably going to create a lot of noise. All right, man, let's just go all the way. I have the gain all the way up now. This is maximum gain on this amp. It's only on 0.1 of a watt, so it's not going to probably feed back as well as I want unless I put the guitar right up on it. I have no songs that live in this world of super high gain, so I'll just kind of play some kind of chord progression to show you the maximum amount of gain on this thing. And actually, real quick, let me do, this is the American side. So this is full American side. And this is full British side. Again, I kind of like it right in the middle, right between the two. Maybe even like a little bit towards the American side. Let me do a little solo too with this maxed out gain. but not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, let me roll that gain back to where I like it. Probably about 11 o'clock-ish. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to the clean channel. Man, it's getting humid out there, guys. It's late May, and in Pennsylvania, our seasons, here, let me, I'm gonna grab a towel here. I apologize. In Pennsylvania, man, our seasons are winter, more winter, still winter, and humidity. So I apologize for that. I'm not running any fans or anything or air conditioning because I don't want it to get on the mics. But anyway, my lamenting aside, let's switch over to the clean channel. I have the clean channel volume. All there is a volume and tone over here. And the tone is, I have it just between noon and 1 o'clock. And the volume I have all the way up. So I can do my same trick. Here's the volume all the way up. It's going to get crunchy. But again, if you dial it back, it's nice and clean. But if you want, you can turn it up. And it breaks up a little bit. Not as crazy as the overdrive channel by any means, but a good song example where I could start on a clean tone and then go into something more dirty is my song Carpe Diem. So I'll start off playing kind of clean. And then when it goes into the chorus part, it gets a little more crunchy. So my volume now is probably about 7 or 8, but since it's less gain, I don't have to roll it back as much to get a clean tone. So here's a clean tone on the clean channel. Well, there you have it, my friends. That is the Bugera G5 Infinium tube amp. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think it's an awesome little amp. I got this amplifier used for $199, guys. Brand new, I think they're around the 300 and some mark. Still, that's a steal for a tube amp. 5 watts, you know. Again, I don't know if 5 watts will keep up with a super heavy, loud band, but I play solo shows, and I'm still kind of stuck playing bars and clubs and wineries and breweries. You know, those kind of places are always telling you to turn down. This is the only way I could have, you know, blistering tube tone at a reasonable volume. I can attenuate it all the way down to 1/10 of a watt, 1 watt, 5 watts. I remember I had a show a few weeks back. I ran this thing on only on 1 watt, and it was still too loud. So it's crazy how loud 5 watts can get. So definitely plenty of power. Sounds great. The cab, again, the cabinet's 100. I got 120 used for the cabinet. So, you know, about $220 for the whole thing. That's pretty crazy, guys. That's a pretty cool rig. And again, you don't even have to run pedals, you know. I understand, like, you know, there's certain sounds you can't get without pedals, you know, certain fuzzes, all your different effects. I get that. Like, you know, if you want to use pedals, I'm not against it. Up until very recently, I was down the rabbit hole of using pedals all the time. I even bought the multi-effects, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I've been kind of loving going old school, man. It's been freeing. Life is too complicated for me. So let's, like, not complicate my rig. Guitar, amp, you know, use your volume knob, makes it so much simpler for me, and it makes my shows so much more fun. You know, it's really cool, all the different sounds you can get just doing this all night. It's just an old school way to do it. But thank you guys as always for watching. I really hope you're enjoying the videos. I've been loving the comments, guys. I've been getting a lot of comments, and they're all very positive, man. I really couldn't ask for more. That's so cool. If you are liking the videos, though, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Definitely check out my links in my link tree. Real quick, too, I got to plug it. I have YouTube channel members now. It starts at only $2.99 a month. I'm going to be hopefully doing some live streaming. I am going to be re-recording my first 2 albums, and I'm going to do a whole behind the scenes series recording that. So that'll be on the members only. Or if you prefer, if you're more comfortable with Patreon, you could also, instead of doing the YouTube members, you could do Patreon instead. Patreon is $3 a month. I don't know why YouTube has to do it at $2.99. Patreon has to do it at $3, but they're both about $3 a month. And it's the same kind of stuff. So I would say either join members or Patreon. You don't have to do both because I'm going to put the same stuff on both platforms. Either way, it really helps me so much. And it's probably going to be the only way I can keep buying some gear to show you guys too. And you know, it puts gas in the car. You know, going to shows, man, it's expensive to get hotel rooms and gas. So the Patreon stuff and the YouTube membership, it really does help. But really the best way to do it, just watch the videos, man. The watch time is really where it's at. You know, make Google pay me. You know what I mean? Make the AdSense finally pay me for all those ads they're putting on the damn videos. I feel like I should get back pay once I finally get in. But I love you guys. You're so awesome. Thank you so much again. I'll be back soon with more content, so stay tuned, all right? Take care. Bye.